Let's go places.
Trying to hand Denver its first loss of the season. Indy playing at home, up at the half, 26-14. Manning, 9 for 16 for 110 yards, 2 touchdowns. But Luck, 16 of 25 for 199 and 3 TDs. To New York and Dan.
All right, Bob, thank you. With Tony Dungy, Rodney Harrison. Rodney played against Peyton. You coached Peyton for 7 years. Now, take me in the locker room here at halftime. What's Peyton's demeanor like?
He's very businesslike. He's got all those Polaroids. He's looking at the coverages, and he's telling everybody, here's the plays we're going to emphasize. And it's all man-to-man coverage, Rodney.
And one thing that he's looking at is the slot receiver, Wes Welker. He has to get him more involved. He has 1 catch for 3 yards.
Can you make this a shootout? You know, as Bob mentioned, the numbers, Luck has thrown, I think, 9 or 10 more passes than Peyton has. Can the Colts go out there and, have a shootout with Denver? They're
going to have to keep scoring because I promise you, Denver's going to score some points in the second half.
All right, let's look at the highlights here. It's Cincinnati and Detroit leading us off. Huge passing day for both teams. A.J. Green went against his mentor, Megatron. 82 of Green's 155 yards came in the first quarter touchdown. Cincinnati now 5-2. Cleveland at Green Bay. The Browns have led every game at halftime this year except for this one. Aaron Rodgers took care of that. Jordy Nelson. Packers visit Minnesota next Sunday night here on NBC. Rodgers threw 3 touchdowns. Baltimore and Pittsburgh, don't count out the Steelers. They won their second in a row. Ben to Heath Miller. Sean Sweezum kicked the game winner as time expired. Pittsburgh now 2-4. Dallas at Philadelphia. Battle for first place. Tony Romo to Terrence Williams. Cowboys win it. Eagles lost another quarterback, Nick Foles. Matt Barkley came in, threw 3 interceptions. Chicago at Washington. 86 points in the shootout. RG3 looked like RG3. Jordan Reed on the receiving end. Bears led by 3 in the final minute, but Roy runs in. Bears fall to 4-3. New England at the Jets. Turning point came at the start of the second half. Antonio Allen started that Jets comeback, a pick 6 of Tommy Brady. But the moment everybody will be talking about came in overtime. A controversial Patriots penalty gave Nick Foles a second chance. The Jets knock off the Patriots. New England now 5-2. Houston at Kansas City. Chiefs stay undefeated, but they got a tough test from the Texans. Alex Smith, I don't know who he's giving the ball to or faking it to.
That's a new play.
Yeah, faked out everybody. Houston has now lost 5 in a row. Chiefs face the Browns at home next week, then visit the Broncos 3 weeks after that. So we could have only one undefeated team by night's end.
And Kansas City is no joke, Dan. They've got good running attack. As you call it, economical passing, but they've got a great defense. Those guys get after it. They may have the best 4-man rush in football. Tamba Hali was great today.
What about the Patriots here?
The Patriots are 5-2. They got a good record, Dan, but on the defensive side of the ball, they have some injuries. That offensive line, they've been inconsistent. They couldn't run the ball today. Tom Brady threw a pick 6. He hasn't played well this year.
But you got Gronk back, and the difference that makes, certainly in the red zone. Do you see that as a big difference maker for this team?
I think that'll be a huge difference because now he'll focus more on Gronk in the red zone in the third down situations.
But they've got to get some of those defensive liabilities shored up.
Well, they had 3 defensive starters out today. Coming up next, Bob Costas and Hines Ward in the first half, but time now to see what antics Coach T is up to this week.
Rugby. We all have our role. His is to keep his eyes on the game and his on everything else. Theirs is to keep the team strong in body and his strong in mind. His job is to make sure the game starts well and his that it ends the same way. Their job's to fill the stadium with passion. Theirs is to fill it with pride. And we've got their back. Because at AIG, that's our job.
Now at Lucas Oil Stadium, joined by Hines Ward with Indianapolis up by 12 at the half. You thought, Hines, that they played it, speaking of India, a little close to the best at the outset, but then properly opened it up. in the second quarter.
Yeah, I really didn't like the game plan by offensive coordinator Pep Hamilton early in the game, trying to keep the ball away from Peyton Manning. And I was happy to see them opening things up in the second quarter. But when you got the #1 overall pick, the new face of the franchise, you got the game plan should be you got to win with luck. Don't be conservative. Just go out there and continue to do the things that he does best. And you see what happened this first half.
Winner tonight tops 40.
Yes.
There you go. This week on the Today Show, feeling better from head to toe. The latest innovations in managing pain starting tomorrow on Today. And Al and Chris are back with the second half from Indianapolis after this.
This has been the Toyota Halftime. Let's go places.
Home has a special meaning